So that was a very kick-ass show, as always. Can you tell me about kind of I feel like you guys have always put on a really, really good live show. Can you tell me about that part of, when it comes to practice and writing songs? Tell me about that part of it and getting a really good and energetic live show.
It's about the fans, I think.
Yeah.
I think because we've had good live shows with a lot of good fans, and then, I guess maybe not bad live shows, but live shows that were not as good as those super outstanding ones. With, tonight, there's, 20 kids in my face, loving it. That makes the live show awesome for me. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, I'd say that just kind of, the fans, they kick us into high gear, and they really get us going, really. Just what they bring is why, at least I'm in it, and I'm sure I can vouch for all the others. I mean, that fan energy is just, there's nothing like it.
The fans are definitely a big part of it, and I think another part is just only playing songs that we think are really good. Only playing stuff that we would want to hear and stuff. And then if we do that, then it kind of just naturally we get the energy to do the live show.
Yeah.
If we're playing what we really want to play.
Yeah. Having fun with it.
Kind of say the same thing. I believe it's just the fans that bring all the energy, Yeah. And they bring it, and we kind of just throw it back at them. It's like this cycle of energy just going from the fans to us and back to them. So I don't know, them just right there moshing just kind of gets. I'm pretty sure I can speak for the rest of the guys that it just kind of gets all of us going. Certainly me. It wants me to play faster.
It's true. Yeah. Even if I lose my footing, I look up and then some kids right there, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's what I'm doing. Oh yeah.
They're headbanging the tempo.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh yeah, I was out of time. I was out of time. This guy was though.
Whenever I'm I feel like I'm about to lose it, I just look at the crowd or whatever, and I'm like, I got it.
yeah.
So are you guys still playing at the Glass House tomorrow?
We are, yeah.
Sick. So what can you tell me about, I guess, kind of the juxtaposition between these environments tonight and tomorrow, and if it has any effect at all on the result that is coming out on stage?
That's a good question. There's the really obviously technical side of it, where it's we're talking about a venue that could be owned by Live Nation for how good it is, that they have everything, a monitor for everyone, and we all get on stage and do a real sound check and put our fingers in the air when we need more of Homeboy in the monitor. It's a real deal, so. But besides that, it's ironically, I like the last answer to answer this question too. When we played there last time, the fans were there. We had our fans and people who became our fans who were in the front row, showing us that it kind of doesn't matter where we were. We were all here for the same reason,
Yeah, the all the fancy equipment and monitors and stuff doesn't really matter if the crowd energy isn't there. So it's the same. The performances are the same. The only difference is the stage is bigger and the fans are a little bit farther away. But
this is actually tomorrow they're gonna get a smaller lower version of what these fans got here tonight, because we're not going to play as long. We have to really curate the songs. Here tonight we could play whatever we could fit in the time period, which was twice as long as what we'd get on a stage tomorrow, so it's kind of better for fans here in a way. But yeah,
we get to play longer out here.
yeah, I get to play longer. It's true.
I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts. I know it's been a long journey, and I've been there since the beginning, watching you guys grow.
Yes,
and
you
stuff.
You have, Matt.
From an insider perspective, what are your thoughts on how your music is growing? Especially one of the new ones you guys played tonight was so fucking kick-ass.
Yeah.
The kind of slower one.
It's as the farther along the journey that we've gone, and the longer that we've played, so has our music style. And like us growing up and maturing, our music is maturing as well at such a rate that I look back on things that I wish I could redo now because of all the things that we've learned in that time frame from when we first started.
It's true.
That feeds into a lot of what we do. We can go beyond what we once thought.
Yeah.
And that's all just done by practice. Hey, you got a riff, let's do this, And as things come together more, then all of us really take knowledge and understand what it is, and then make it the best that we can.
Yeah, it's true. It's like, yeah, our own bodies changing. The first song that we played tonight, Dry Death, that's like the new one, really. We've kind of debuted it more or less when really Brian got most involved with the band, like after he was in the band with us for a while. Now we've opened that song up with him, and kind of that's like a good representation of how we feel about, Brian as a drummer too, is that song, we got to really curate how that song interacts with ourselves and how it interacts with the crowd and how it interacts with Brian, so because obviously, we've been the rest of us have been playing for years, but like he fits in so well. So that's kind of another addition to our new writing style is, a new member literally too, But so, yeah, some of it I know like Jaxon has a lot of really cool riffs and stuff too. So
I got a lot of stuff, but like I don't want to play anything live unless it's like like a good song that I'd want to hear.
Yeah, there are songs we've been sitting on for years as well that are like really.
Yeah,
like,
Dry Death was just that one that was just like perfect and ready.
We kind of we chipped away at it and chiseled it at more than the other ones, really. Yeah.
And yeah, for me it was really easy just joining the band because, even though they already had all these songs before I joined, that style just fits so well with my style. So it was perfect. And I was like, this is what I was looking for, this style of music, and these guys were playing it. So I was like, hell yeah, like I need to be in this band.
It's true.
Yeah, I think having someone that like actually can play like a lot of the extreme stuff that we've been wanting to play, like having someone that can actually wants to do that stuff is really helpful.
Yeah.
Are you shading Nick and Joe right
No,
now?
Right.
I'm not shading them, but like,
right.
Yeah.
I think Brian he listens to like a lot of the same music that we do.
Yes.
But that's kind of your answer too, right? Is that like our new style is kind of it's even more curated to us because of how we've grown, but also how we've grown with Brian as our drummer. Yeah, so it's true. But I think personally, like we had different styles and different licks and musical choices with both of those other drummers. Because Joe Boomer was more kind of hip hop reggae. Willman is super classic rock, but Brian here is like very old school, like metal, like real down and dirty underground metal. Yeah.
Just look at his kit,
Yeah. Yeah. Like he's like, duh. Yeah. Yeah, that looks good with Marshall stacks. Yeah.
So
it's true.
cool, guys. So as you continue to navigate playing backyards in your hometown still, and then branching out to bigger venues, any thoughts on how the local music scene stands today? If it's supportive enough for your music to continue to grow, or do you need to go out to places like LA to really find the traction you're looking for?
Ooh, that's a great question. I mean,
I think playing out of town is like really good for anybody. Like I still love playing in like my hometown and stuff, but I think at this point, like I think the rest of the like world should hear about us. So I think playing out of town really helps a lot of bands.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But...
No, you
Makes
didn't.
sense.
Yeah.
And that's the thing too. Like as Jaxon said, we love like the home roots, playing here, playing at all the venues that are out here. But we know that it's just time to go, and it's time for everyone to hear, and it's not. We've done this for years. We know like, the product that we have. And it's not even a product. We know the art that we have.
Yeah.
And it's just...
True.
That's something that, like an artist would, like a painter would want to show off. And that's what we want to show off. And we just want to make... We want to make it good for us. And make it good for everyone else.
Yeah. And like, 'cause that's true. It's like, it is our art, literally, and it's, art is designed to be shared, really, if it's done very but I also think, like, this valley has been so great to us,
Yes.
Like this from playing out here, you know, it's like I feel like we've played just about every venue that would allow us. You know, like there's some venues that would like they're just not gonna have us. Like, but,
yeah, we were like kind of really fortunate to like be able to come up in like the desert scene. Because like a lot of the bands and acts out here, like they don't see like music as like a product really. It's like
and a lot of the people out here too.
Music as an art, like not a product.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. And you have such a big divide. You know, at least personally, growing up in the valley, like it's so easy to say, oh well, this place is just for old people to retire. But there's always going to be a kid just like us growing up, where this is just where they landed, and they have to grow up here, and there happens to be enough of those people to make an awesome scene, to make everybody really fit in together. I feel like tonight helped a lot of kids to feel like they fit in, and that's really like, not saying anything weird, but
you don't
like,
fit in, Mark.
Yeah, no, like not saying my fans or our fans or the fans or whatever are weird, but no, because but they're relatable is the truth, it's like it reminds me of wanting to, before starting, the band with these boys, like wanting to fit into a crowd, and it's like seeing that is the world, honestly, But that also transgresses playing bigger venues, because then we'll just see more people doing that, which in turn is better, really. Yeah, there's nothing wrong about it, but yeah.
Yeah, no, and it's cool to that there's still a space, you guys can show up, and people can collaborate and check it out.
It's true. Yeah, I mean, between, of course, I tout the brewery I work at, because, I love... But literally part of me working there is because I love the fact that, like, bands can come play. Bands can come and get paid too, And even though the sound isn't the best, but, it's like there's going to be a crowd of people waiting to hear your music,
It's always a fun time there.
It's always a fun time, yeah. And it's like, it's just... this valley doesn't have like a glass house type deal or like a House of Blues type of thing out here. It's like
the Acrisure though.
It's like we have Acrisure, which is over 10,000 people, or we have the Hood, which is less than 100 people. Like it's like there's not a lot of you go to some of these big places and cities and towns, Philly, Chicago, Boston, New York, and like there's like a dozen theaters that host anywhere from 500 to 1,500 people. It's like if we had three of those, if we had two, or maybe even if we had one of those out in the valley, I think that would really help our scene a lot. Poor Little Street, our honestly personal friends of those guys there in Avenida, like they deserve to have 300 people in their venue, obviously, but the fire marshal had.
They're figuring it out.
Yeah. Oh, they will. Yeah, they will. No, trust. I love them. Shout out Avenida, love you. Yeah, it's true.
Alright, so final question. What does Instigator mean to each of you?
Well, to me, it really just means like instigating like thought, like instigating like thinking about something and like wanting to create something instead of just like fucking destroying shit. Like just instigating like real thought and to like question everything.
Yeah, that's true. Damn, that's
Like,
good.
just be like,
Yeah.
you ever think about that?
No, stop. Yeah. It's like
that's what it means.
I
to
like
me.
that. I like that a lot.
I guess for me, it's like a representation of like just raw, just old school metal. I don't know.
Yeah, I like the little band. Yeah, that's true. I mean, yeah, it's funny. It's like almost has a special home. Like when I hear it in songs or other people say Instigator, I think about it a lot because like, yeah, it's really. I mean, just the exact same way that you have seen. Like, I too have seen the band go from kids who are fucking up Metallica covers on stage at the Date Shed to playing at Glass House, opening for Doyle and DRI and doing these shows, and playing in LA or whatever. And, like, yeah, that's what we have instigated is memories, I guess, It's kind of, we are the instigators of memories, yeah. But...
Yeah.
It can mean a lot of things.
It's a lot of things, and I mean, like, Instigator, for me, for quite a while, was a sense of an instigation of, kind of some self-respect, an instigation of maturity, of, starting out and being so powerful that you know that and you need to just go. And maybe powerful is not the right word, but... And it's exactly like the rest of these three guys. It can be anything. It can be, pushing that across the valley. It could be instigating the memories that we have. It could be instigating so many different things. And just the one to me that sticks out is, it's instigating the need to break through. The needing to evolve, and even the command of I'm coming, and soundbite that. I know.
Sorry,
Let me
dude.
rephrase that.
Sorry.
It's been...
I saw Jaxon crack, and I was like,
Oh, no. This guy.
It's and I mean, like, that's. I'm gonna do you.
I can give you the cliche
that's
answer,
just the raw thought that I
Yeah.
have to it.
Yeah.
But
Instigator's about raw coming.
Yeah.
it's about.
I can give you
It's about coming in raw.
the cliche answer, but the kind of most true one, the textbook answer is like Instigator's about starting a movement.
Yep. And that's
Instigating a movement.
Like, I don't know, like I've seen like, I don't know, I mean, it's not even a boast, but it's like I guess a really proud thing to admit that like I've seen bands start because they watch our band or a band like ours and they're just younger, so they just haven't had time to start the band yet, and then they see that and then they start it, and then boom, the movement's instigated,
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a thing, right?
Yeah, and that's what our name is. The
Yeah.
whole thought of.
I mean, it's kind of just sounded cool at first, but then I'm like, oh, it actually made sense. Yeah,
You're living up to the name.
yeah, it's like living up to the name. Yeah, that's
You see
damn.
the movement that we've made with it.
Yeah.
That holds just so much weight, in my head, and it just makes me proud that we're still actively doing what we set out to do.
Yeah, we really did. That's true. We actually never really stopped for a moment. I mean, COVID kind of stopped everyone a bit, but like besides that obvious thing, like we'd never really, we've never taken unnecessary hiatus outside of that. Really, that was necessary, but but besides that, yeah, it's like we were playing right before all that happened in 2020, and then when things started get lifted, we played a little show here, and here, and now it's like, back in. Now, currently in December 2023, it's like we have 3 shows, in the month again, which is like, yeah, duh, bands have more, I get it, right? but it's still, it's still fun. And semi-local too, right? So it's like, it's good to support local businesses, families, friends, etc. But yeah, I'm having fun. I've had a lot of fun through all this. For sure. I'm quitting on it.